Hi, welcome to Breath for Abdominal Strength. We are going to get into your cardiovascular stamina today. To begin, we're going to be seated though. I want you to feel around for where your pelvis is in space. Per usual, I want you to look around for where your posture is coming from, okay? Remember, cast your mind back to the very beginning of this program. Remember that where your pelvis is situated, the angle of it sets up everything. It sets up your access to your full spectrum of your core strength. It is the gateway between your lower body and your upper body and how they converse and function, okay? So it is also the gateway to your breath. So I want you to start to think about the postural muscles that hold you up internally. As you drop the pubic bone down into neutral, we're going to look around for the internal lift. So remember that your pelvic floor is a dome. The other dome, which we have not talked about that much yet, is your diaphragm. Okay, your diaphragm is a kind of a rounded muscle like this, and it sits right up inside of your rib cage. When you're pregnant, it gets hijacked, okay, and it kind of atrophies up there, meaning it loses its muscular tone and strength because it's not really able to do its function. There's something in the way. When the baby comes out, it does not recover its own strength organically. You can breathe again, but it doesn't really start to get strong again unless you teach it to do so. Add to that or compound to that the rib cage gets so spread out and everything gets kind of compromised way up here. We've been working a lot on recovering that strength, and now we're going to take it to another layer, or we're going to add another layer, and that's breath strength, okay? So pelvic floor dome, diaphragm dome. Quick little tutorial. When you breathe, there is a vacuum action that's happening. We have a pressure chamber going on with breath, so that when you inhale, the diaphragm descends, right? You fill up the abdominal cavity, hopefully with breath. Your pelvic floor relaxes down and it draws air into your lungs. When you want to exhale, you reverse that. There's a natural reflex that the pelvic floor rises up, which we've been recruiting to re-strengthen over the last few weeks. You draw up through the abdominal muscles. The diaphragm kind of rises up. I imagine a jellyfish, like that soft rising and contracting inside of the rib cage. And the tentacles of the jellyfish are your abdominal muscles. It draws everything up, and in so doing, closes the umbrella of your rib cage. All of that happens below the shoulders and neck. When this gets compromised, the shoulders and neck end up like this, trying to do all the breathing for you. So we've spent all this time to relax this, to recruit armpit to hips for strength, and now we're gonna add the breath strength. We're gonna start with abdominal pumps. Now, because we are talking about a pressure chamber, when we're talking about injuries like pelvic organ prolapse or diastasis, those are injuries that have been sustained because of a misdirection in pressure. Having a baby creates a lot of pressure, outward, downward, and everywhere. So it's totally normal that that's the response that your body has. That rehabilitation process, though, is dependent on you paying attention to where you feel pressure and where you feel strength. You know what it feels like to have kind of bad pressure in the pelvic floor. I want you to notice those moments. You don't override them. You stop. You pick up the pelvic floor, and then you look for what you can do up here. Any sort of abdominal contraction up here sends pressure downward. Imagine pushing the baby out, right? Anything that you're doing down here that draws up is adding pressure upward. We want that to all be rebalanced. We want to be able to draw in, up, and down at the same time and have all those muscles sustain it, okay? Long explanation. Here we go with some breath work. Hand to your low belly, hand right below your rib cage. We're starting with just an inhale. Inhale all the way in. Exhale. I want you to breathe through your mouth so you really feel the breath. Inhale again. Exhale. Now, I want you to notice on these next few rounds, keep breathing, if your belly button is drawing in when you exhale. And when you do that, when you exhale, do you collapse? The answer is no. You keep your posture and you're allowing the waist to expand and contract in its own right, okay? 3 more, just deep breaths. Inhale, exhale. The breath is how you draw energy in and how you release stale energy. Exhaling. Anything that's rattling on around inside of you that is no longer serving you, you exhale it on this one. Here we go. Now I want you to focus on one thing that you're ready to let go of. A practice, a habit, a thought, a stale story running around up there, perfectionism. you're exhaling it. We have 30 abdominal pumps. We're gonna start slow and then we're gonna speed them up. This is hyper activating the abdominal muscles with breath work. Watch first. Okay, I'm pumping the belly button, my bones are not moving around, I've stabilized posture, and I'm moving the abdominal wall back and forth into my body. 30, you take it on your own pace. I'm gonna go at full pace. Here we go. Breathe in. Exhale. Ride that. Again. It's hyperoxygenating, okay? Notice where you felt pressure. Notice if your pelvic floor was doing okay, all right? We have one more set, 30 more abdominal pumps. Take it at your own pace, all right? 30, here we go. Big breath in. Exhaling. Breathe in, exhaling, and release. Arms up alongside of your ears. Take your right hand down to the ground, gently side bend, bend the elbow, and just broaden out those ribs. Come back up as you breathe in, left hand down, right arm up, broaden out those ribs. I hope you felt your abdominal muscles starting to work. I certainly did. You're gonna turn around, you're gonna take yourself over onto hands and knees. I was sitting on a yoga block. You can sit on anything or you can just sit on the floor. Sometimes a little prop helps you find your stability. You're stacking yourself up. You're just gonna stretch out all of those respiratory muscles that we just used. Arch your spine, big breath in, move around, exhale, round inside. Good, one more time like that. Arching, breathing, moving the ribs, moving the waist, moving the shoulders, freeing the neck. Last time as you round inside. Child's pose, open up those knees, drop your hips, stretch your back. You can walk your hands out there a little bit, drop your head down to the mat. You're gonna roll up to the top of your head, contracting your belly, and roll back down. Notice that doing those abdominal pumps actually activates your abdominal muscles. It's kind of as strong and as strengthening as doing sit-ups, right? You're really prepping the area for the work we're about to do. Come on up as you breathe in. Knees are underneath you. And take your right leg back into a half plank pose. Big breath into your belly. Exhale, recruit it on up. Pull the shoulder blades back, push down into the ball of that foot, and add your left leg, and you're in a plank pose. I want you to pull up through the front body, shoulder blades back, heart forward. Remember, if you're still dealing with diastasis, your knees are on the ground. Take a nice big breath in. You're gonna start to pull the belly button up and descend back down. Just 5 of these. Belly button up and back down. That's 3. My shoulders are free, my neck is free. 4. Ribs to belly button to pubic bone, and down dog. Pike it up and back. Go ahead and stretch it out there for a moment. Pedal through your legs. Let your long muscles open up and say yes to your practice. Nod your head up and down. Affirm yourself. Take a big breath in. You're going to take a pedaling walk up to the top of your mat. Go ahead and let yourself fold in half. Find your feet, exhale, roll down into it. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Roll yourself on up as you breathe in, and you're at standing. We're gonna warm up the body through a series of sun salutes. Nice big breath in, arms up. Stretch for it. Open your arms nice and wide. Interlace your hands behind your back. Open your chest as you breathe in. Contract the belly. Rotate the bowl of your pelvis. Stand into your feet as you stretch your arms over your head. Bend your knees, fingers to the ground. Right leg is extending back. Use your abdominal muscles to extend your rib cage forward. Plant down, lift the belly, downward facing dog as you exhale. Plank pose, big breath in as you reach out on top of it. You're gathering up your waist, you're pulling up your navel. 5 times, pump the belly back. 2, use your triceps. 3, 4, 5, pike it back into a downward facing dog. It's your right leg, send it up into the sky. Come forward to step as you exhale. It's a low lunge as you stretch yourself out. Go ahead and lift your right arm and take a twist. You're rotating the waist. Both hands down to the ground. Step on that right foot. Lift your hips, plant your feet together. Roll yourself on up to stand, arms up as you breathe in. Pull the mat apart with your heels, sit on down, 10 squats. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, breathe, stay low. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, stand up, arms up, big breath in, dive forward all the way down. Left leg, go ahead and extend it back. Ribs forward, heel back, find the space of your chest. Downward facing dog, press the ground away. Plank pose, breathe in, heart forward, heels back, belly in. 5 more, go. 1, 2, 3, dig in. 4, down dog, up and back. It's your left leg, make a muscle in your butt. Come on forward to step, exhaling. Find the space of your lunge, even out. Lift your left arm and twist. Push on that left heel to anchor your hip. Both hands down, lift, step forward, feet underneath you. Come on up to stand, big breath in. Hips down, you're back in the squat, you've got 10, go for it. Tighten the waistband, pick up the belly button to the ribs, close your shoulders down into your body. That's 7, 8, 9, and you're up. Arms up, dive forward straight through this time. Your right leg is going back, it's a big breath in. You're stepping straight into plank pose this time. Add into it. Pause there, heart forward, heels back, lift up through the navel. Right knee is coming to your chest. Step back. Left knee is coming to your chest. It's from that belly pump that we've been doing. This is the slow version. I'm gonna speed it up, and for 10 seconds, we're running, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, down dog. Pike it back. Right leg, pause, squeeze your butt and lift. 1, 2, 3, 4. Deepen your breath, come forward to step. Back heel down, warrior 1. Stand up into it. You can hear my breath. I hope you're breathing this hard too. Grab that right hip back, sit down into it, lift up through the abdominal muscles. Interlace your hands behind your back. Integrate this energy into your being. Dive down. It's a high lunge. Come on up, hands to your hips. Pivot off that back heel, internally rotate. Step in if you need to. Pull up into your standing plank pose. 10, 1, 2, use the breath to send energy into these big muscle groups. That's 7, 8, 9, 10. Stand up, sit down into a squat. Big breath in, pull them out apart. 10, go. 1, 2, breathe. 3, yes you can. 5, I know how strong you are. Show me. Let's go. 8, 9, 10. Stand up, arms up. Dive forward, breathe out. Left leg, take it back as you inhale. Heart forward, heel back, plank pose, go for it. Take a big breath in, heels back, belly button in, draw yourself up. Left knee comes in, right knee comes in. You know where we're going. Free the shoulders, drop your gaze, start to speed it up. We have 20 this time, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and down dog. Exhale, left leg. Make a muscle. 5 times, squeeze the butt. 1, 2, 3, close the ribs. 4, 5, come forward to step. Pause, back heel down. Warrior 1, stand up into it. Draw the left hip back. Sit down even deeper. Extend that right leg even stronger. Steer the hips around each other. Interlace your hands behind your back. Open your chest. Make room for this breath. Devotional warrior, dive down. It's a high lunge. Pivot yourself on up. Hands to your hips. Internally rotate. Woo. Sit down into it a little deeper. I want you to pluck the pubic bone up to your rib cage. Find your seatbelt. It's 10. Push and pull. 2, 3. You've got fresh energy running through your entire body right now. Use it to make changes where you most need it. 8, 9, 10. Right foot next to your left. Sit down into it. Stay. Tighten the waist. Take a big breath in. Use this left wall of your waist to stand up and free the right foot. Take the right foot back in space. Tighten the seatbelt. We're going out to the side. 1, it's right here. 2, 3, 4. Yes, you can. Standing clamshells. 8, 9, 10. Back through. I know you're cooking. Stay with me. Right leg is lifting. Lift that left foot. Take it back in space. Tighten the waist. Take it out to the side. It's 10. 1. Let these 2 poles talk to each other. Your waist to your butt. That's 8, 9, 10. And you're down. Arms up for a big breath in. Exhaling. Go ahead and take that left wrist. Side bend to the right. Push a little more into the standing leg. Right foot pushes down as I side bend to the left. Come back up. Little back bend, open up, make more room for this breath. Fold forward as you exhale, all the way down. Bend your knees. It's your left leg stepping back. Take a second, turn the heel down, anchor into it, warrior one, stand up into it. Take a breath, go even deeper. Tighten up through the supporting muscles, interlace your hands. Lift your chest for a breath, dive down as you exhale all the way down. Peaceful warrior this time. Left arm down your leg. I want you to watch what happens in my back. I'm lifting out of my waist, I'm supporting with my left butt and waist, and I'm moving the rib cage. Straighten the right leg, it's a triangle pose. Again, I want you to see what's happening in my back body, that I'm not bowing out and sticking my butt out. I'm bringing my ribs in. I have a side plank pose happening up my back body, and I'm lengthening up through my left arm. Both hands down to the ground. Low lunge, take a breath. It's a side plank, full on, outer edge of your left hand and foot. You can start by stepping your top foot to the ground and turning and stacking the muscles. If you are ready to move on, right foot on top, right arm up, close the ribs, dig into the belly button. Everything we've been turning on, you have 10, go. 1, 2, you can always be on your forearm if that is better for your wrist. I feel this from my left armpit, up my rib cage, all the way up my waist. That's 9, 10, plank pose, take a breath. Lower down, exhaling. If you're familiar with chaturanga, here's the day we add it. Otherwise, you're continuing to lower to the ground and take a cobra, up and back. Bring your feet together, bend your knees. If you're dealing with prolapse, I want you to be very careful here, okay? You're gonna try one. If it doesn't feel good, you go back to walking forward. Everybody else, fire up your arms, bend your knees, exhale, jump forward, okay? Land into it, come on up to stand. Back down again as you exhale. It's your right leg going back this time. Turn your heel down. Feel the back body supporting the front body. Come on up into a warrior one as you breathe in. And feel the hips scatter or gather around each other as you sit down into it. Interlace your hands behind your back, lift your chest. Devotional warrior as you exhale all the way down. Push on those feet. You're using your right waist. You're coming up. You're sealing the ribs into the belly. You're engaging the right butt into the waistband to lift and side bend. Straighten the left leg. I'm going to use this length that I just created to reach out into a triangle pose. I want you to close down the ribs, draw the belly button in, and rotate the rib cage to the right. Let your butt hug your waist. Let your armpits support each other rather than the neck and shoulders. One more big breath. You're taking your hands all the way down to the ground. You're just going to see my back now for side plank. So returning to the outer edge of your right foot. Left foot to the side. I want you to see how much I set myself up to lengthen the tailbone away from the rib cage. I'm going to pull in the belly. My back is engaging, but it's not overworking. Then I'm going to add the top leg. My bottom armpit is supporting me. I'm lengthening, and it's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and plank pose. Step across it, big breath in, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, up and back. Bend your knees, look forward, jump or walk. Extend, lay yourself down. Come on up to stand. Breathe out. Come on down to sit. Bring your feet together, knees open. Give yourself a moment to just rock a little bit from side to side. Sit up nice and tall, fold forward as you exhale. Let it all go. I want you to feel your breath pulsing through you. Feel what it is to get breathless. Roll yourself on up as you breathe in intentionally. Right arm comes up. You're going to take a little twist to the right. Go ahead and wrap the waist around you. Bring the ribs with you and exhale. Come back and over to the other side. Your left arm is going to twist around you. You're leaving your pelvis where it is in space. The only reason my shoulders are moving is because my ribs are moving. Come back as you exhale. Go ahead and try this out. If you're dealing with any pubic bone pain, keep this very narrow, okay? Otherwise, go ahead and open up those legs. You're gonna take a nice big breath in, let them spread out. Again, get onto the pelvis, right? We're on the sit bones. We're kind of in front of the sit bones. Find your posture. Right hand down, left arm up. Take a breath. Extend. I want you to push the left foot away, anchor the left butt to the ground. Come back up and over to the other side. Right leg is the grounding force of this as you side bend. Come back up as you breathe in. It's a forward bend. Angle the pelvis back. Keep the toes pointing towards the ceiling. Surrender down. I'm super flexible. Maybe you get here. Maybe you don't. Exhaling. The more you practice, the further you go. Take a big breath in. Have an amazing day. I'm so proud of you.